Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
How do I establish contact with friendly, non-human intelligence? I would like to experience an encounter and establish contact with a friendly, non-hostile, extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional being, but I'm unsure of a method that has high probability of success. I feel pretty confident that they have some sort of observational outpost on the moon, since many signs indicate the moon may be artificial or at least has visitors. But I'm not sure how to go about establishing contact or getting them to reveal themselves. I'm not sure what nature of contact has already been established, if any, between those in power here and these non-human intelligence, however. I find it horribly depressing that they would consider whomever they made contact with as representatives of our species as a whole, when they're undeniably not. It also makes me seriously question whether these beings do have ethics or morals, as we understand them, if they would willingly participate in such obfuscation at the behest of Earth's institutional powers, who are supposed to be open and transparent with the people they supposedly serve. The entire situation becomes even more confusing if what's written historically by numerous ancient cultures all around the world, there being points where they did interact regularly, is true. Why did they withdraw? So on top of my question already asked, I'd also like to hear what other people's philosophies are surrounding the whole situation. I've noticed that when they're productive, these types of conversations tend to be some of the best on the board.
In my experience, and solely speaking from my own experience, it seems to be that your own state of mind is what attracts or repels entities. If you're emitting positive vibes, then you'll attract positive vibes. If negative, you'll attract negative. I think people might tend to get sucked further down into whatever path they're already on, because whatever you're attracting just entrains you further and adds more momentum. This is just my experience, though. And the other thing is that you may be emitting negative vibes without knowing they're negative vibes. That's definitely something that happens a lot, especially on boards like 4chan.
If Ingo Swann's remote viewing results are anything to go by, it might be best to avoid trying to contact the non-human intelligence supposedly excavating on the far side of the moon. They were psychically aware of being viewed when trying to examine them through remote viewing means, but maybe we can infer that most non-human intelligence possess this sensitivity to psychic or mental energy, and even benevolent non-human intelligence may also be able to listen for your thought patterns attempting to contact them. Star meditating and remote viewing. These latent abilities in humans are only inaccessible if you're skeptical of them working, which I found to be kind of ironic. You have to believe first before you can really get results.
I'm not sure if I believe Ingo Swann's tale. I don't dismiss it entirely, but it seems like something very much in line with what the feds would want people to believe, if that makes sense. Although I very much do believe that there's more to the moon than we think, at least as far as the general public is concerned. I suppose learning how to remote view is certainly one method that may actually work. It's clear that many governments found it useful enough, and probably still do, to have programs related to it for decades. I'll have to look deeper into where to begin. I feel like I used to have very accurate intuition with regards to many things around me, but that I haven't exercised that part of myself for a long time. Either way, it wouldn't hurt to try, since meditative practices are beneficial to our overall well-being anyway.
Take a big hit of DMT.
Truthfully, you don't need to take these drugs to establish contact. You meditate until you can go into a trance-like state of jnana where you shift into the astral realm, and you will start noticing stuff. I tripped out pretty hard, enough to convince me that yoga and meditation done with spiritual awakening as their intent would yield results. I was practicing, then I took a nap and I saw a brilliant shining blue light materialize into the figure of a meditating yogic Buddha-like entity. That was really just the beginning. Eventually, I just start walking around outside and I see the hallucinatory spiritual holographic intelligence of the universe writing patterns on the earth and grass in front of me and seeing it in the cloud sky over every object, in empty space. A pattern of intelligent energy that sort of looks like a shifting layer of twisted threads of light, as if an intelligent consciousness simply wills its thoughts into being and twists the fabric of space and plays them like musicians, weaving thought out of light and speaking and enjoying nature through its awareness of life.
The extraterrestrial hypothesis is only one of many. And even if it is extraterrestrials, there are plenty of explanations for how they could have traveled here, and why they might even look similar or identical to humans from Earth. They could have originated from another planet or moon in our solar system. If that's the case, getting here is no problem. They could have colonized Earth or created humans from their own DNA, which would explain the resemblance. Aside from the extraterrestrial hypothesis, there is also the interdimensional hypothesis that they are interdimensional beings, like angels, demons, and fairies. If this is the case, they can probably shape-shift or project a hologram of themselves to appear as whatever they want to be. Any advanced non-human intelligence will likely be able to do this, though, with sufficient technology. Humans could already pull it off back when The Wizard of Oz first aired on television. They could also just be a breakaway civilization of humans from before any of the major cataclysms that nearly wiped out mankind, which is the pre-Adamite hypothesis. Or another species entirely that originates from beneath the earth or the sea, which is the ultra-terrestrial hypothesis. There is also a time traveler hypothesis, and an alien AI hypothesis, or three. Then there are people who look at all the data and go, must be demons, angels, fairies, ghosts, yokai, or etc.
Personally, I think it's all true to an extent. Ancient humans described experiences with beings that told them what the deal was. We just like to look at crazy stories told by ancestors and refuse to believe any of it because of how different it is from our experience. Yet now people are saying there is a massive awakening, and humans are able to have these experiences more easily than before. We don't always know exactly what is going on, but everyone who is engaged with this sort of thing eventually reaches the same conclusion. Something is going on. If it is aliens, angels, demons, spirits, AI, time travelers, etc., then we need to rethink who we are as a species and what this all means for each individual.
Broadly agree, but for different reasons and with these qualifications. If extraterrestrial life exists, the likelihood of it being humanoid in appearance and human-like in consciousness is essentially nil. Humans are products of their environment, not only biochemically but also neurologically, culturally, and philosophically. Most reports of aliens are merely projections of human fears and hopes, and are more than a little narcissistic in their attribution of human qualities on non-terrestrial life forms. The idea that alien tech are merely more highly sophisticated versions of our own tech is not only another narcissistic projection of human hopes and fears, aspirations, and capabilities, but also depends on a false myth of progress. That all advanced species would have not only followed the course of human progress but would have continued along that path in the same way humans aspire to. Again, even the slightest bit of reflection on the likelihood of this premise blows it out of the water. 20th and 21st century popular notions of humanoid, extraterrestrial species merely further along the same technological, cultural, philosophical, and psychological path that humans are currently on is no more than a cultural invention, perpetuated by pulp writers and the entertainment industry and pseudo-paranormal, pseudo-spiritual platforms and venues. Utter rubbish.
You're assuming there's one species of alien without considering the type of adaptations required for an alien civilization to reach or communicate with us. Evolutionarily, these beings would develop a desire to manipulate their environment in order to successfully continue their species, regardless of specifics regarding cultural, philosophical, or religious motivations. This engine is a product of natural selection. The dough will rise regardless of the oven you use. A species you pseudo-posit is also likely to exist somewhere at some time, but would go extinct at the first mass extinction event they undergo, or be bred out by a newly adapted genus species, and would never reach the level needed to achieve the technological singularity. There is a near infinite universe with more stars than grains of sand on Earth, and a recognition of patterns in our reality should lead you to recognize the inevitability of not only a civilization with similar but different neurological processes and motivations, but possibly infinite species with exactly the same circumstances arising out of the natural work of the fundamental forces. One could argue it's narcissism to think of our existence as a unique, one-of-a-kind event. Regardless, the truth is elusive and often stranger than fiction.
I don't believe in the hybrid breeding story that gets passed around, but I do think the natural response from the public will be panic when they learn that not only are we not alone, but we are not alone with a species that doesn't bat an eye if they kill humans by accident and have technology so far advanced they could wipe us out in an instant, but choose not to for whatever reason. Also, that even most world governments, who have been keeping tabs on these things for almost a century, have no idea what these things even are, why they are here, or know how to defend against it. On top of that, its technology is so advanced we can hardly reproduce it after being in possession of it for almost a century at least. It would be like sending an iPhone back to the Dark Ages and watching the best priests or scholars trying to reverse engineer it with their knowledge and tools of the time. These are all just hints based on what the government disclosure and whistleblowers have given us so far this past decade. We would be dealing with a non-human intelligence that is probably from another dimension, not outer space, that have the capability of wiping us out, stopping our most powerful weapons from functioning, and possessing technology so alien to us, we can't even figure out how it works after researching it for a century. Oh, and the world governments have no idea what these things are, why they're here, or why they're so laser-focused on our military bases, nukes, and combat-capable vehicles compared to everything else on our planet. It doesn't paint a pretty picture.
Today, I bear the weight of a secret that has haunted my conscience for far too long. As a whistleblower, I step forward to disclose a clandestine operation conducted by Skunk Works, a renowned aerospace engineering division. My story unveils the existence of a top-secret UFO flight simulator designed to train humans in piloting the enigmatic recovered spacecraft. It is time for the world to know the truth about our endeavors to harness extraterrestrial technology. My journey into the depths of secrecy began years ago when I was recruited by Skunk Works, an esteemed division known for pushing the boundaries of aerospace technology. I was handpicked for my engineering prowess, but little did I know the incredible truth that awaited me. Under the tightest security protocols, I discovered that Skunk Works had obtained and reverse-engineered a crashed UFO. Fascinated by this unprecedented technology, our team embarked on a mission to develop a training program that would allow humans to pilot these recovered alien spacecraft. Drawing on our engineering expertise, we meticulously designed a state-of-the-art UFO flight simulator. This simulator replicated the intricate controls and navigation systems of the alien crafts, allowing selected individuals to train and become proficient in their operation. It was an awe-inspiring and daunting task, as we had to decipher the complex alien interfaces and adapt them for human use. Skunk Works' ultimate objective was to prepare skilled pilots to fly these recovered UFOs, pushing the boundaries of human understanding and enabling us to harness the technology for our own advancement. The simulator sessions were intense and demanding, as we sought to replicate the otherworldly experience of operating these enigmatic vessels. As I delved deeper into this classified project, ethical concerns began to plague my conscience. The potential ramifications of keeping this groundbreaking technology hidden from the public became increasingly difficult. As I delved deeper into this classified project, ethical concerns began to plague my conscience. The potential ramifications of keeping this groundbreaking technology hidden from the public became increasingly troubling. The world deserved to know about the existence of extraterrestrial aircraft and the possibilities they held for humanity's future. Today, I break my oath of silence to unveil the truth. The UFO flight simulator exists, and it is time for the world to know about the incredible advances achieved through the integration of human and extraterrestrial technology. The veil of secrecy that has concealed this remarkable endeavor must be lifted. I implore Skunk Works and the governments involved to embrace transparency and release the knowledge and advancements gained through our engagement with these alien technologies. The possibilities for scientific breakthroughs, propulsion systems, and space exploration are boundless. It is time for us to step into the light and share our achievements with the world. The unveiling of the UFO flight simulator represents a turning point in human history. Rather than being paralyzed by secrecy, we must courageously face the challenges and opportunities that lie before us. By embracing this extraterrestrial technology openly, we can propel our civilization into a new era of scientific discovery, interstellar travel, and a greater understanding of our place in the universe.
I am endless, limitless, unbounded, unrestrained, and unrestricted. I am free to access the infinite, open to my true multidimensional nature. I realize that I am a multidimensional being, constantly changing and shifting, continually adapting and evolving, perpetually expanding and transcending. I am more than my physical body. I am an unlimited being. This is my true nature. I am a constantly shifting vehicle of awareness, capable of perceiving and experiencing anything that my heart desires. I am able to exist wherever my awareness exists, whether I'm traveling in my body in physical reality or whether I'm traveling out of my body in non-physical reality. Both realms of reality provide me with unique opportunities to explore and experience and expand my current level of awareness. I am open to all of these wonderful opportunities, and I'm grateful to be given the chance to access and explore all realms of reality, both physical and non-physical. There are worlds within worlds endlessly unfolding as I open myself to experience all realities. I believe that I am capable of shifting my awareness. In and out of these realms, my attention goes where my awareness flows. I believe that I am entitled to experience these other realms as equally as I am entitled to experience my normal waking reality. I am capable of perceiving and experiencing all modes of perception. It's just a matter of believing in my natural ability to access all realms of reality. It's just a matter of tapping into my true multidimensional nature. It's just a matter of realizing that I am more than my physical body. The more I believe this fact of reality, the fact that I am more than my physical body, the easier it becomes to shift my awareness into non-physical realms. I release myself from any limiting beliefs that may be preventing me from experiencing my true multidimensional nature. I release myself from any doubts or any constraining limiting thought forms that may be holding me back in any way. I realize that in the realm of non-physical reality, I'm limited only by harboring limiting thought forms. I release myself from any subconscious shackles that may be hiding and limiting me. At this moment, right now, I'm in the process of transcending. I believe only in things which add to my growth and increase my access to experience. I am transformed, unrestrained, and unrestricted, capable of experiencing anything that my heart desires. Traveling out of my body is but one way to explore my true multidimensional nature. This is my birthright as a conscious being. Many, many others have experienced this form of out-of-body travel, and I too can experience it. If I so desire it, it is a natural ability, like dreaming. By opening myself to this innate ability, I allow these experiences to manifest into my reality. I realize that I am more than my physical body. I am endless, limitless, unbounded, unrestrained, and unrestricted. I am free to access the infinite, open to my true multidimensional nature. I realize that I am a multidimensional being, constantly changing and shifting, continually adapting and evolving, perpetually expanding and transcending. I am more than my physical body.
People think they want to see the evidence. I get so sick of seeing these hopeful, naive numbskulls on Reddit and shit talk about how humanity is ready or almost ready to learn. No, you are not. I wish I hadn't learned. The problem is that people want sexy evidence like long, clear HD videos of ships in flight or maybe even a recording of a non-human intelligence speaking. But we only have a handful of the former and only one of the latter. And trust me, nobody wants to hear what it apparently said. We don't have any preserved alien corpses or whatever. We have a ton of radar and sonar blips, thousands of personal testimonies, but people will shrug at that. We have a few images of the aquatic structure, but nothing that some jaded hipsters won't laugh off as Photoshop. The real best evidence we have are thousands of images of corpses. Not just skinned and drained like the cattle mutilations, but contorted, warped, transformed into impossible concoctions of flesh and organs. Weird metallic devices plugged into open wounds and mouths. We have video of a completely mangled headless corpse found in the woods, next to a brain and its attached eyes resting on a 4-foot metallurgic tub of some goo. It had needle-like objects stuck into it that were automatically injecting the goo into the brain. The brain and eyes had no decomposition. An electroencephalography showed the brain was somehow still alive. We have no idea how long it was out there or what, if anything, it was feeling or seeing. Do people seriously want us to put that on 60 Minutes? We're ready for disclosure. You think anyone will be able to keep it cool once they've seen it? Nobody keeps their cool once they've seen it. These things, whatever their motives, are horrific, and every signal points towards an impending invasion. I can't emphasize this enough. We are detecting them every night now. Not one or two, dozens. Please take it seriously.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more green texts will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.
Remember to check out the Odyssey page in the description for a second archive of the channel's videos.
There's also a Rumble archive as a backup.